Is it fair that small business owners and farmers are being forced to pay the price for a state government's fiscal negligence? While California's leadership boasts about its progressive agenda, a massive $20 billion hole in the state's unemployment insurance fund is growing larger by the day, and it's the hardworking job creators of the Golden State who are being forced to foot the bill. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you these critical updates. Here is the reality of the situation. California stands alone as the only state in the nation that has failed to repay its COVID-19-era loans to the federal government. These loans were used to finance a surge in unemployment claims during the pandemic, but while other states have cleared their balance sheets, California's debt is projected to climb to a staggering $20 billion by the end of this year. Congressman Vince Fong has finally had enough. This Tuesday, he is introducing legislation that aims to force Sacramento to stop the bleeding. Fong's bill is straightforward but aggressive. It would require California to use available federal funds to pay down this outstanding loan within 5 business days of those funds becoming available. If the state refuses to prioritize this debt, it would be held financially liable for the full amount of any misused federal dollars. This isn't just about accounting, it is about accountability. Every single year that this debt goes unpaid, California businesses are slapped with automatic payroll tax hikes. This year alone, employers had to cough up an extra $40 per employee just to service the interest on this state-sanctioned mountain of debt. The frustration surrounding this issue is compounded by the fact that California had a nearly $7 billion budget surplus in 2022. Critics, including Congressman Fong, point out that instead of paying off this federal loan, the Newsom administration chose to prioritize spending on homelessness initiatives, infrastructure projects, and even taxpayer-subsidized health insurance for illegal immigrants. When the math doesn't add up, the citizens and the job creators are the ones who suffer, and Fong is calling out what he describes as systemic failures under Governor Gavin Newsom's watch. The situation is made even more precarious by the state's abysmal track record with fraud. We aren't just talking about a few clerical errors here. Department of Labor strike teams and state auditors have flagged California's unemployment program as a high-risk system due to, in their words, inadequate fraud prevention. We've seen reports of death row inmates successfully claiming benefits, resulting in nearly $1 billion in losses. This level of mismanagement has reached the ears of federal authorities, with the Trump administration recently withholding $3 billion in Medicaid funding due to similar concerns regarding rampant fraud among hospice providers. When you look at the big picture, this isn't just about one loan, it's about a pattern of governance that has prioritized ideology over the basic fiscal stability of the state. If this legislation passes, it would represent a massive shift in power, effectively putting the federal government in the driver's seat to ensure that taxpayer money isn't lost to the cracks of a broken system. It forces the state to make the hard choices that they have been avoiding for years. But what does this mean for the average Californian? It means that the state can no longer treat federal assistance as an infinite slush fund. It means that businesses might finally get some relief from the tax burdens they've been forced to shoulder. However, the path to passing this legislation in a divided Congress remains uncertain, and one has to wonder if Sacramento will respond to the pressure or continue to shift the burden onto those who actually keep the state's economy afloat. So, I want to hear from you. Do you believe that the federal government should be able to dictate how states pay back these loans, or is this an overreach of federal authority? And is Governor Newsom responsible for the financial burden currently crushing small businesses in California? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. The clock is ticking on California's debt, and for the thousands of businesses waiting for relief, time is of the essence. We will be following this story closely as it develops on Capitol Hill. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.